Yo, good morning, guys. What's up? It's Essential back with another guide. We're going to be going over the straight up 2v2 full guide, everything that I know. I don't know everything, though, but everything I know that you need to know. We're going to go over now in this 2v2 guide. I am going to try to focus on the guide being towards getting 2100 in twos, because anything past that is just like personal preference. You actually enjoy putting yourself through what is 2v2 and the disgusting holy priest hunter rogue meta. And if that's you, hey, I just, we can just disagree on that. That's fine. But first I want to go into the what is fucking 2v2 now. Right now in 2v2, it is a H-Priest freaking meta. There are more Holy Priests in 2v2 than all of the other healers combined. Like more than double all of the other healers combined, okay? Twos overall is very rock, paper, scissors, okay? If you are not playing with a hunter or rogue and you play against a holy priest and a hunter or rogue, you're probably gonna lose, okay? You have to play very well, they have to make mistakes, and you have to get fucking lucky in order to win. So if you guys are losing to that stuff and you're like, man, I am just struggling, it's like, yes you are. That is what's gonna happen, okay? All you have to do is press H or whatever your bind is to open the PvP frame and press Q up again. Go next. Do not let it affect your mental. Just go next. It doesn't matter. You have a 1% chance to win, and you're more than likely not going to hit, okay? Even it happens to the best of us, okay? I don't have some crazy ass strat to like beat them. I try my best, but it doesn't fucking work, okay? And so it's still possible for Hpal though to like get 2100 plus for sure. There's a lot of paladins above like 2400 too, or at 2400, but pretty much everybody just did that in order to upgrade their gear to like rank 9 just for the PvE stuff or for their box, whatever. But typically you just want to sit at 2100 and twos and for the gear upgrades, and then just start pumping out threes games. But so let me talk about my experience in twos. I haven't really taken twos too seriously. I've gotten up to 27, 24 in twos before. And I think this was back in BFA when I was just queuing all the time. I think I queued with a rogue as well, but I've got 2700 experience in twos on. I don't queue a lot of twos. I've gotten 2700 experience, but this is what I do now when I queue twos, okay? The first week of every single PvP season that comes out, I get my main mage that I got rank 1 with back in BFA, and we play Hpal Mage in twos and get 2100. I got it on the second day of the season, this Shadowlands season 3, but otherwise, I typically get it like in the first week. It just depends how available me and my teammate are. And we have been playing this for so long, like 2 to 3 years now, that I just play Hpal Mage. It is not the S tier Paladin comp for twos or anything by any means, but him and I have just like been playing. We're good friends. We always hop in comms, and like we know the comp, and all the matchups are like really easy, and we know them all by now. So we just get 20. I push 2100 with him in twos the first week of every season. Like it's a piece of cake, and then I get the max gear upgrade, start farming boxes, sit at that rating, farm RBG daily wins, yada yada. So that's kind of my experience. I only do twos to get the gear, and then I just don't really touch twos that much. So I'm not like a freaking god Hpal at twos or anything. There is one guy on Twitch that streams Hpal twos with viewers like literally all of the time. His name's like Reeceboss. I'll leave a link to his Twitch below. This is one of the guys I've been following for a while. He's EU, so I don't get to catch him a lot because I'm usually sleeping. But he like pretty much only queues twos, at least as of lately. So if you guys want to like see more 2v2 stuff and gameplay, like I'd recommend you go follow him. Really good multi-rank 1 Hpal streamer, etc. Regardless, now we'll go over the general twos stuff. And overall in twos, you like a lot of twos is, like I said, rock, paper, scissors, and very matchup dependent, matchup specific. And so the way to learn the matchups and whatnot, obviously me talking about what to do is going to tell you. But for me personally, you have to like queue up twos and lose versus teams and try something else to then know the matchup. And typically you and your DPS are going to have to be on the same page in knowing the matchup, what talents to play, etc., in order to win games. A lot of different comps and teams, it's going to, like, you, if you're not running the right talent, you're literally just going to lose and go next. So twos is very, very, very comp dependent, matchup dependent, etc. But there is some pretty basic stuff too. For now, though, let's go straight into the Hpal comps, and I'm going to talk about like what I think are the best Hpal comps, and then other viable comps. And if I don't mention other comps, probably don't play them, though, you know, I don't know everything in twos. So I'm just going to speak on my experience. Clearly, I said already, Hpal Mage. This is probably an A tier comp, if not better, depending on how good you and your mage are. But rather, that's just my favorite comp because I have like one of the best mages on my tag ever. I love that guy. But I would say S tier comps are Rogue Pala. I think the first team to get 2,400 in North America for this season was Rogue and Hpal. They abused the hell out of the Resonator Trinket, but regardless, it's still a very strong comp because Hoj and Kidney Shot line up around the same time, and you can play Repentance over it. That is very good. I'd say that's one of the best Hpal comps. Another one probably is Hunter Hpal. Hunters are just kings of twos, guys. Like, if you haven't realized it yet, that is their strong suit. They were built and born into Azeroth in order to make you feel bad when you play against them in twos, okay? So, instead of feeling like shit, just queue up with one, okay? Makes your life a lot easier. So, Hunter Hpal. Try not to queue with the marksmanship hunters. Like, survival and BM are just infinitely better, okay? Like, the guy is playing MM because it's fun, but like you're here to get ratings, so it's just a disconnect anyway. Another very good comp that I haven't played a ton is Feral Hpal. This comp, I've like when I've been pushing high rating before, I always run into this comp. There's like one or two people that play it, and it's so strong when I play against it. And the reason is you have so much CC with Cyclone and Rep and Hodges and stuns, consistent damage, throughput, survivability, etc. Very strong, but this also is just very dependent on how cracked your Feral is, okay? A lot of 2v2 also, guys, is, in my personal opinion, I feel this way for the most part about threes too, but as a Hpal, like, once you reach a certain level of skill, like, the game is almost nearly dependent on just how good your DPS is. Like, I am only as good as my DPS. So if they don't know how to like win games, set up kills, who's a kill target, etc., like, I can only do so much. I can try to call stuff out for them, etc., or like tell them what to do, but like I don't know their class as well as they do, right? So anyway, that's just my thoughts on like twos in general. As for other S tier comps, I think that's it. And then I have other sort of viable comps here. Obviously stuff you've seen before, Lock Hpal. I don't like queuing this freaking ever. The games go way too long. It's super boring. Your lock just gets kited and LOS'd half the time. Very boring. It's strong, I guess. I don't know. There's some paladins that like to just, sit there and be a tank and like hold on to whatever they got and, let the freaking lock free cast and random one shot. Think it's cool. I don't get it. Hpal Warrior, not that strong. I don't know. It's you can get 2,100 doing it. It's okay. Hpal Dk, I love playing this, but it's only because I played it back in BFA all the time, and man, it is just so fun fucking running down healers with Short Hoj. It's not the best comp. I'd put that at A or B. Warrior, probably B. Lock, I don't even like playing it. You guys can give that your own rating. I don't care. Hpal Windwalker, I queued this last night with my buddy on Windwalker. It's probably like a B or an A. Totally just depends on your monk's skill. You lose versus a lot of stuff. Um, Hpal DH, pretty strong. Honestly, you could say anything in DH and you're like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty fucking good. Because they're a literal tank. Yeah. Anyway, that's all the comps. So I would play those mainly. And probably don't look to play other things if if you guys are queuing some other comp or something, let me know in the comments. I'll try to comment on it. But off the top of my head and what I've got written down, these were the comps that I have like played or have thought of, etc. And so now that we've gone over the comps, I'm gonna do like a real breakdown on each comp and what they do. And I'm gonna just let this Windwalker Hpal Windwalker gameplay go on in the background while I talk about this stuff. But pretty much for Hpal Mage, first off, you're gonna be playing short Hoj every single game, no matter what. Okay. And you're going to kill the target without a trinket. The setup is going to look like a poly on one target and then a Hoj on the kill target. Okay? My mage will get trinket with combustion, and then he'll press tab and look at the person he was just polyed. This is very hard to keep track of. I wish I had gameplay of it, but pretty much Hoj kill target on cooldown. Eventually you'll win with CC if your mage is good. Now we're going to be talking about Rogue Hpal. The sub-rogue version makes it so that you can play rep every game, and you're going to cheap shot the off target, kidney the kill target, and then rep off of the cheap shot. And if you do this 2, 3, 4 times, you're just going to win with CC. This is why Priest sub rogue does very well. That's what I got 2400 on my Holy Priest as in 2s. And that's the setup every single game pretty much. For the assassination rogue variant, you can play rep if you're gonna be killing DPS, and then if you're gonna be killing healers, you can play short Hoj or blinding light. I prefer short Hoj. But take note of this. This is a constant just kind of meta for Holy Paladin and 2s is like it's either you play rep and you CC the healer and you kill the DPS, or you're going to play short Hoj for the most part, or blind and try to kill the healer, okay? So that's like baseline. No matter what comp you're playing, that's going to be the case. And then what else? With a note on Hoj repping, so the first go will be like Hoj rep healer, and then kidney shot the kill target, right? Then if you're doing this Hoj rep strat, which by the way I think is like the strongest strat for you to do if you're trying to like carry games as a healer. If you're very skilled at landing CC, etc., I think CCing the healer and killing the DPS is the best way to win most games. Obviously it depends on what else you're playing against, etc. But regardless, if you do that on the first go, your Hoj rep isn't going to be up for the kidney shot on the second go. So what you can do is war stomp into rep on the second go, or YOLO land a free one because the other guy is bad. I don't know. So just keep note of that, and you just want to rotate war stomp and Hoj in order to get the rep and line it up with a kidney shot. And then a note on short Hoj with Assa rogues, but pretty much just in general. If you are going to go the healer, it'll be like, let's say sap DPS open healer with a kidney shot. You're probably going to want to use your short Hoj after the kidney shot, or like towards the tail end of it, just to keep the CC chain going. If it looks like you're going to get a kill and he trinkets, you can Hoj it. Maybe you get a kill, you high roll, the guy's fucking pumping with forset, whatever. Otherwise, in other situations, if the off target isn't CC'd, you can press Hoj on him and then hold until next go, whatever, but always look to like Hoj out of the CC on the healer if you're going to try to kill them throughout the game. Okay? That's it for the Assa and Sub-Rogue variant. Next is Hunter Hpal. This comp is strong as hell. I always play Blinding Light or Short Hoj into this, but I usually play Blinding Light for the most part. You're gonna win on consistently CCing the healer, okay? If your Hunter is landing every single trap, you're gonna win in like 3 minutes, unless the enemy team is a god at freaking rotating their cooldowns. It seems I can't live more than 2 minutes against any fucking Hunter, but hey, sometimes when they're on my team, it seems that enemies can live for 5, whatever. I try to focus on the main thing with this comp is you want to use your blinding light and your Hoj so that your Hunter can land the trap. Okay. So I track like my teammates' cooldowns here. Like as you can see with my monk, I track leg sweep, para, etc. So with hunters, I track their trap as well, and that's going to be the add-on Omni CD. If you guys don't have it, go get it. I put it that on another video you should have watched, but it's fine. So when I see that at least in the opener, I'll just go run out and try to Hoj the healer. If he uses pet stun on the healer into trap, then I'm gonna Hoj the DPS, okay? And then on the next go, 30 seconds later, when the hunter's trap is between like when it's up or like 6 seconds away from it being up, I'm gonna start trying to bait out like greater fade, jump, shadow word death, all this shit from the priest like beforehand, so that when the trap is like 6 seconds off cooldown, I'm running at the healer to press Hoj or blinding light, whatever's up, and you want to rotate them. If it looks like you're going to get a kill, you could use both to extend the duration like forever, like if he has no trinket. But you pretty much want to set up your hunter so that he cannot fucking miss the trap unless his monitor's off, okay? That is the goal. It's still going to happen. You're going to be surprised. You know, it's fine. Just don't worry about it. Don't get tilted. And keep going. Otherwise, that's pretty much how you play Hunter Hpal. Now we're gonna go into Feral Hpal. This comp is really strong. I haven't played it a ton, like I said earlier, but you want to play rep every single fucking game. I'm pretty sure, unless you're playing against like, I don't know, double druid. That sounds terrible, but otherwise play rep and it's the same thing. Hoj rep healer, you could rep the healer, Hoj the kill target. You're just gonna win with CC on the healer, cyclones, a ton of consistent damage. Make sure Feral is running away while you're CC'd. And pump and live. Okay. This comp is just strong because Ferals are good, and Repentance plus Cyclone don't share a DR, and they're both spammable. Okay. Next is gonna be Lock Hpal. Like I said before, this comp fucking sucks. I don't recommend queuing this, but I don't know. If you do, go ahead, do it. If the lock is Affliction, you probably you want to play Short Hoj every game, and you just want to Hoj the target that has like unstable Affliction on them. It's going to be either one. Probably do the DPS. If the healer dispels, look to War Stomp. He's going to take damage from the unstable Affliction dispel. Otherwise, if you're playing with a Destro, you can play rep and win with CC, but you probably just want to play Short Hoj so that you can stun the kill target. But Warlocks are a freaking murderous monster of a human being in an arena. It's the games are going to last forever. So in this comp specifically, I do note to like drink early and drink often, because you are just going to be AFK PvE healing like most of the game. Next up is going to be Hpal Warrior. I have played a ton of this season. I got one of my buddies 2100 already queuing this, though I did queue some of it on my priest, and then I'm working on my other buddy. Anyways, regardless, I've found the most success with this comp playing rep, and just Hoj repping the healer while the warrior stormbolts the kill target. But with this comp specifically, you want to make sure your warrior is stormbolting the kill target when you have like 2 to 3 seconds left on your Hoj to get full value, so you don't have to like rep early. So it'll be Hoj 2-3 seconds in, he'll stormbolt the kill target so that I can then land my rep on the healer. And you do this 4 or 5 times, you'll eventually just win. Again, the next go will be like land a rep randomly, or I'll War Stomp into Rep next time when he has Stormbolt up in 30 seconds, and you just want to keep rotating that. He can like Fear into Rep another go, etc. But so we also found that like we could kill Holy Priests if we wanted to, and they had some like unkillable DPS like a DH or something. That's just gonna be hard regardless, guys. If you're playing shit like Windwalker or Warrior and you queue up against a DH, just go next, bro. I'm sorry if you guys are losing. You rolled freaking rock and the guy's just had paper in his hand the whole time. You just got fucked. It's fine. And then so next up we're gonna talk about Hpal Dk. I play short Hoj in this matchup like almost 99% of the time because if you try to even play Blinding Light or Repentance, your DK is gonna say fuck off. Like I don't care about your CC. I'm using grabby hands and just fucking swinging at anything in front of me. Okay, you're gonna be like, man, dude, I just fucking baited 4 different things trying to land this rep, and then the DK tab targets and hits him once. So just play short Hoj every game, bro. It's really strong. Kill healers for the most part, or just use the Hoj as CC. It's fine. Make sure the DK is freedomed a lot. It's pretty strong. You can end up winning. I don't know, 2, 3, 4 minutes in on like the second grabby hands go. You should just be able to win the game. It's really strong. Otherwise, Hpal Windwalker played this last night. Got my buddy his 2100 finally. On his monk. This is the guy I queued with. He played rogue for my main team on my main Hpal to get gladiator. But he has mained Windwalker like every other season. So I'm just helping him. You can see here I'm going short Hoj or blinding light versus this resto druid DH team. Pretty specific stuff, like if I don't think I'm very likely to get a Hoj Rep off against a druid. If he's good, he's gonna pre-bear for him every go. And then the DH also has reverse magic, so if I do land a Hoj Rep, there's a chance that I'll just screw myself over because he reverses it. So I end up playing Blinding Light here. I think Blinding Light's very good versus DHs too because it's instant CC, and if you're getting trained behind a pillar, you can like Hoj them, they'll trinket, and then you can blind them full when you're low HP in order to survive. Use War Stomp as well, etc. But you want to play short Hoj most of the games and kill the person without trinkets. You want to line up your stuns with the monk's cooldowns. So I actually have this in my Twitch VOD from last night on April 26th. It's after my mythic raid. If you guys want to check this out, we're in comms. This is one of my good buddies, and I'm constantly talking like, yo, when do you have damage? Should I hold Hoj? Are you ready to go? Can we go now? I have Hoj back. He's like, I have CDs in 20, like wait 20, can we live 20? All this shit, like we're trying so hard. It was awesome. Check that out. What else? Yeah, it's important to communicate when you have stuns and when you have damage. Because if I just am stunning on cooldown or something and he doesn't have damage for like 10 seconds, when his damage does come up, the kill target's going to be on diminishing return, and he's going to be like, damn, we could have gotten a kill if my leg sweep wasn't 2 seconds rather than like 4, right? Otherwise, you can play what the go is going to look like. What you may be able to see here is in the opener, you're going to either Hoj into rep on the healer and the Windwalker will leg sweep the DPS, or you're going to leg sweep both because you're bringing them together. This is another big thing on Paladin. If you're playing like with Windwalker or like a melee, you don't really just want to like healer race and like be on 2 separate sides of the map. You want to, a lot of times you're going to win depending on who gets more damage out and more cleaving, especially when it starts coming down to mana. Like if you're able to do more cleave, you want to bring their DPS onto your DPS so that you can cleave harder than them. It's kind of situational. You can see in this game, like I'm playing against a DH who's just going to cleave infinitely harder than my Windwalker, so I am choosing to stay away from my monk so that we don't get cleaved down as hard. And like I don't have to spend excess mana, we don't get low, and that way the DH can't peel as well. Like I'm just sitting at the pillar but trying to stay in line on my monk that I can freedom him and whatnot. And yeah, anyways, that's how the goes are going to look. If he does land a double leg sweep and you want to kill the healer, you can look to get a half Hoj out of the leg sweep. Typically, that's what you want to do if you're killing healers. Already talked about this in the Rogue Hpal variant. But Hpal Windwalker, probably like a B, A tier comp. Really depends on how cracked your Windwalker is, because they're a freaking paper class, so they have to play absolutely perfectly and have like procs in order to win some games. And it's kind of just a slot machine. You're just rolling dice, seeing whether you get a spinning crane kick proc or not. Um, and I think we end up getting the kill here. Tried to war stomp to trinket. Oh no, we're gonna go another like 5 minutes against DH Arch Resto Druid. Oh no, we end up getting kill. Anyways, next up is Hpal DH. This is pick your preference. You can play rep, kill healers, or you can play Hoj blind. It's probably better to play just short Hoj straight up. And if you can, like, cleave against the enemy team, because I'm pretty sure DHs are the fucking god kings of cleaving. So you don't want to play rep, because it's just like DK, where all your blinds or reps are just gonna break. And so that's it. Just pretty much PvE, heal your DH, keep your team alive, press Hoj, and you'll win eventually. It's a B tier comp. Honestly, just go play with fucking Rogue or Hunter, honestly. Or a good mage. Good mage is super fun. Like, if you have a mage friend, you guys can learn that. I love that comp. Um, and that's gonna be it for like comp specific stuff. Um, Otherwise, I'm just gonna go into what Hpals can do in general in twos, and I have a strat versus like Rogue Mage I like to use. Also, for all of twos, for the most part, you want to be playing small sack and trade it out for Darkest Before Dawn or Light's Grace or some other talent. Um, because if you're playing big sack and the DPS trains you the entire game, you're getting zero value out of playing big sack. Whereas if you're playing Darkest Before Dawn or Light's Grace, you are going to get some value out of that, even if they train you or if they go the other DPS. I pretty much only play big sack into stuff that's going to one shot, like Destro Locks or Rogue Mage as well. But to talk about Rogue Mage real quick, I will always play Blinding Light and Short Hoj into it and try to stun into Blinding Light on a DPS that doesn't have Trinket. I will also look to bot myself out of like stuns, etc. To avoid CC. Use the cancel bot macro if you're going to be killing the mage. It depends what you're going to want to kill on what you're queuing up as. And then also, I do play the hammer talent in the first row of the talent tree for paladins versus rogue mage sometimes, because typically if you get them out of stealth, you have a much better chance of winning the game. So I'll take that hammer talent, fucking YOLO, randomly throw it out in the opener, and sometimes I'll hit. I vividly remember, I'll have to find the clip of playing against Zaryu and like some really good rogue like Naj or something in BFA. I threw the hammer down, found the rogue in the opener. I was queuing with a rogue and he just one shot the rogue, and Zaryu just like left the game still in stealth. So it can be really strong if you get them out of stealth and then like Hoj them instantly. You're like preventing their go, you're putting them under pressure, etc. So look to do that. Always play big sack versus this as well. And then what else? And then don't forget, like, this is for the most part for Paladin overall in twos. If you want to kill the DPS, play Hoj Rep. Play the Rep Repentance talent, okay? And if you want to kill the healer, then play Short Hoj or Blinding Light. It depends. Figure it out for yourself. If you don't want to figure it out for yourself, ask me on the like literal matchup specific stuff in the comments. Be like, yo, I'm playing Hpal Windwalker and I queued against XYZ DH Resto Druid. What talent would you play, Blinding Light or Hoj? Obviously, in the one game I showed, I played Blinding Light. And I explained why. But I personally feel this is the strongest way to climb rating as a paladin, is being able to play Hoj Rep and just killing DPS. If you guys are on equal footing, if you think you're a little bit pretty skilled at Paladin, you know, you should be getting there at this point. Play Hoj Rep, try to win with CC on the healer. You're gonna have to bait out stuff like Greater Fade, Shadow or Death, etc. But you can do it. Make sure you rotate Warstomp because you pick Warstomp because I told you to and you're smart. Or you can be like the guy in my chat yesterday who said I didn't listen to you and I'm Blood Elf. That's fine too. I bet you look hot as fuck, but you know, I'm winning more games. It doesn't matter. Otherwise, that is gonna be it for the 2v2 guide, guys. If I missed anything, if there's other questions you guys have, twos is a whole huge ballpark of who to kill, what talents to play, how to position, etc. Feel free to ask me. Otherwise, you know, you can check out some of my Hpal Windwalker games. I think if you go back far enough, you can check out some of my Mage Hpal games. I queued like day 1 or 2 of the season. I don't know if they're still on Twitch, but that's gonna be it. Yeah, hit me up with any other questions. If you guys are enjoying the content, you're getting something out of it, you know, consider subscribing, honestly. And I really appreciate all the guys that have been coming into my Twitch, hanging out, follows, everything. You guys have been so awesome, and I love continuing to make videos for you guys. I really hope that you can get some more value out of this, that you guys are improving and winning your games as well, and just having an overall good time. So that's going to be it from me. Don't forget, even though I'm essential, so are you, baby. Peace.